Every 5 years, there's this reunion of hundreds of golden retrievers at the estate in Scotland where they were first created. And seeing this got me thinking, how were they created in the first place? Welcome back to Why Does This Dog Look Like That? This is a story of how an eccentric Scottish lord's quest to create the perfect dog ended up being one of the world's biggest success stories, giving us one of the most popular dog breeds on earth, the Golden Retriever. So the guy in question was named Dudley Cootes Marchbanks. His dad was a rich banker in Scotland, so he grew up doing things that rich, fancy Scotsmen do, like hunting and maintaining kennels of meticulously bred hunting dogs. There was this one place in particular where he would take hunting trips throughout his adult life, which is called the Gushkin Estate in the Scottish Highlands. According to the hot historical gossip, on one of these hunting trips, the owner of Gushkin made an announcement that if anyone would give him £60,000, he would sell the estate tomorrow. And immediately, Dudley stood up and shouted "deal" in front of the whole party. The funniest part is that the host on the next day, probably sober at this point, tried to walk it back, and Dudley was like, "No takesy backsies," and immediately bought the estate. And I tell you all this because this would later become the birthplace of the Golden Retriever and the setting of this reunion party. Anyways, Sir Dudley Marchbanks was eventually elevated into the British nobility, taking the name Baron Tweedmouth. And Lord Tweedmouth at this point had a thriving breeding program at his kennels in Gushkin. There was some long-running lore that Tweedmouth had created Golden Retrievers from a troupe of Russian circus dogs, which turned out to be a rumor that was extremely popular and also extremely false. In the 1950s, Tweedmouth's original stud book was released to the public, and we learned the true story. Apparently, Tweedmouth was on a stroll one day with his son when they ran into a wavy-coated retriever, which were also called flatcoats at the time. There were a couple oddities here. First, it belonged to a cobbler, despite the fact that these were valuable upper-class dogs. And second, because this one was yellow-coated. At the time, elite breeders would only maintain the black flatcoats. After talking to the owner, he learned that the cobbler had apparently acquired the only yellow puppy from a litter of hunting dogs in repayment of a debt. And it was at this moment that Tweedmouth saw an opportunity where no others dared look. Blondes. He bought the dog on the spot and named him Noose, and then hatched out a plan to create the perfect and most gorgeous all-purpose hunting dog. He decided to cross Noose with one of his dogs named Belle, who was a lighter-coated Tweed Water Spaniel, which was a breed of water retrievers bred along the River Tweed, which is also where Tweed fabric originated, as well as Tweedmouth's own name. The goal was to create a hardy, semi-aquatic retriever that could maneuver through the rugged Scottish Highlands and all the freezing lakes and rivers of the region. The first generation of puppies were a huge hit, but Tweedmouth didn't stop there. He continued refining the breed over generations and would selectively incorporate other breeds into his new population of golden hunting dogs to improve certain traits and to avoid inbreeding. This involved other lighter-coated flatcoats, Irish setters, and St. John's water dogs, which would later become Labrador retrievers. The result was a robust and surprisingly agile dog with a dense double coat, complete with a soft, insulating undercoat resistant to cold water, and a long protective overcoat to shield against thorny underbrush. They're also known for their soft mouths, meaning they can gently retrieve birds without damaging the meat. There's even a litmus test for good breeding and training, which is they should be able to carry an egg in their mouth without breaking the shell. Anyways, these dogs were super exclusive to close friends and family for the first few decades, but they were finally exhibited in British dog shows in the early 1900s as yellow retrievers or golden flatcoats, to eventually be granted full breed status in 1913 and later rebranded as golden retrievers. From here, the dog was out of the bag. This breed became more and more available to the general public, and people went wild. As it turned out, their natural temperament made them fantastic family dogs. They are adorable, loyal, and eager to please, a personality archetype so iconic that everyone immediately knows what is implied in the golden retriever boyfriend trend. They are consistently ranked one of the most popular breeds in the world and have been clear cultural icons in popular media over the last few decades. And as someone who actually had a golden retriever growing up that tolerated me at this age, I can confirm they are amazing dogs, definitely worth the hype. Thanks so much for watching till the end. I've been getting a ton of requests to do corgis, so I'll be covering those next in the dog series, so be sure to give me a like and follow if that interests you, and I'll see you in the next one.